Number 9, Texas A&M beating Auburn 16-10. Let's go over the highest graded players, starting off with the victorious Aggies. Their highest graded player was a guy I'll talk about in just a second. Taurean York, 83.7 grade in the win. Casey Concepcion, the wide receiver, 80.5. Le'Veon Moss, the running back, 79.9. Dayon Hayes, 77.6 at edge rusher. Mario Craver, 74.7 at wide receiver. And Marcel Reed, the quarterback, with a really good 83.2 grade in the win for the Aggies. Let's go over to Auburn with their highest grade players in the loss. Highest grade player was tight end Brandon Frazier, 70.9. Safety Eric Winters, 68.8. Kieron Crawford, 67.1, the edge rusher. Caleb Harris, the safety, 65.4. Also at 65.4 is Eric Singleton Jr., the wide receiver, and Jackson Arnold with a 52.6 grade in the loss for the Tigers. Dalton, what told the story of this game?
All right, Max, call the authorities because somebody stole Auburn's identity. That's where we're at here. And the Wolves are going to be out for Jackson Arnold. I get it. He has not played great the last 2 weeks at all. This Auburn team is supposed to be run first or something close to 50-50, right? You've got Damari Alston, you've got Jeremiah Cobb, you've got Jackson Arnold and the rushing ability. So let's get into running the ball and play action, and then you take shots over the top when you get single high.
I guess an A&M run defense has been vulnerable.
Right. Auburn in this game, 62 plays in a pretty close game all the way through, right? This never was a blowout. This was very rarely obvious pass for Auburn. 15 designed runs out of 62 plays, 24, less than 25%. The same problem I had last week against Oklahoma. They were never out of that game. The last 2 weeks, 26.7% run calls for Auburn. 8th lowest in the country. Damari Alston and Jeremiah Cobb got 8 carries. And neither one of them got a carry, and it was actually negated by a holding, so officially it wasn't. Neither one of them got a carry until Auburn's 17th offensive play. Their two backs, who are both really good, did not touch the ball in the first quarter. What does this team want to be? That's where I'm at with Auburn. Jackson Arnold is not. If you went into this season thinking Jackson Arnold was going to carry you, you're doing it wrong. You were hoping that he would come in, add with the rushing ability, and be the point guard, right? Yeah, obviously, kind of play the Peyton Thorne role, but just be better at it, right? They're not even allowing him to do that. Their first 3 weeks, they were 51% run. They were a balanced team, and it made sense. And they were 3-0, and they dominated Baylor with their run game. I know it's not a great defense, but I thought that was the formula, no? And now we're throwing 75% of the time. And our backs don't get the ball for the entire first quarter. Eric Singleton got a carry out of the backfield before Damari Alston and Jeremiah Cobb. And you wonder why Auburn scored 10 points and their one touchdown was a 2-yard drive off an interception. I don't get it. I don't get what the Auburn Tigers' identity is now. Because going into the year, the plan seemed clear. Yes, you have the great receivers. You do. But this is supposed to be a balanced offense. And now they're asking Jackson Arnold to carry them through the SEC against Brent Venables, against Mike Elko. You got Kirby Smart in 2 weeks. You got Missouri after that. That's not how this works. And now you've lost 2 low-scoring games that you were never out of because you're choosing not to run the football. I don't get it. Now they're going to run 26% of the time, and they're just, the receivers have to carry us.
Yep.
Absolutely not. This is a run first, a run and stop the run football team first and foremost. Yep. And then you ask Arnold to play complementary football. And it's just that hasn't happened for 2 weeks in 2 huge games. And now this season's on the brink now. Yep. And they have to play Georgia and Missouri the next 2 games. Run the ball. I don't get it.
Yep. I mean, you just look at it. I mean, you mentioned it. Jackson Arnold is a complimentary quarterback, and he's got nothing to compliment right now. They're not even letting him compliment anything right now.
No, they're asking him to carry it.
It makes no sense.
You have this offensive line and those 2 backs, and Arnold himself as a runner, and Singleton as whatever else you want him to be. And you're asking now you're running Mike Leach's offense?
Yep.
What are we doing? I don't get it at all.
I had 3.6 yards per play as my stat for Auburn in this game. Yes, the not running the ball was maddening, I'm sure, for many Auburn fans. But also I want to shout out Mike Elko for a masterclass defensively in that game, too. Only 84 rushing yards total allowed by Auburn. Now, of course, most of that is because Auburn didn't really run the ball at all. But still, only 4.4 yards per carry, 0 explosive runs for Auburn in this game. By doing that, Jackson Arnold, like we said time and time again, if you force him to win as a drop-back passer, Auburn's probably not going to win the football game, and they didn't in this one. Negative 0.602 EPA per pass, 3.8 yards per pass attempt for Jackson Arnold in this game. 44.8 passing grade. He was sacked 5 times in this game, too. His pocket presence is a major issue right now. His pressure to sack conversion rate, I believe, is still the highest in college football right now. And total for Auburn, negative 0.450 EPA per play. This is just an Auburn offense that just doesn't know what their identity is, even though we thought we knew what it was going into the week, but also Mike Elko and their defense just putting up a fantastic performance with only 3.6 yards per play allowed.
Jackson Arnold has taken the most sacks in the country, 21 sacks, and his 35.6% pressure to sack is the 4th highest in the nation, highest of anybody with at least 100 dropbacks. Of anybody. Ball State's quarterback has over 100 dropbacks and higher, but highest in the Power 4 amongst of 100 dropbacks. I mean,
a lot of the sacks are him holding the ball for way too long.
Yes, absolutely.
I think 6 of the 10 last week against Oklahoma were that. I don't know what it was this week, but
I just think the last 2 weeks, I just don't know what is the idea. I don't. He's not the guy that's meant to carry you. I mean, think about it this way. He has the 4th most dropbacks of any quarterback in the country in the last 2 weeks. I do not understand that at all. You have to choose to run. Look, A&M's defense, on the rare occasion that Auburn actually ran the ball, I mean, they're good. You got to punch through it. You've got Taurean York and Scooby Williams and all those guys. Mike Elko knows how to defend the run, but sometimes bang your head against the wall. Go out there and be like, this is our strength. Top 10 offensive line in the country you had, right?
Yep.
2 good backs, good running quarterback, jet sweep options, all that stuff. Why did we abandon it in these 2 games that were still close? They weren't down 30-0.
And Hugh Free's offense, too. It's weird.
They were the most they were down in this game was 13-3.
Yeah, an offense that usually wants to run the football everywhere he's been, and they just abandoned it. It's very, very weird. By the way, all 5 sacks that were given up by Auburn in this game were the offensive line's fault. They were not Jackson Arnold's fault.
I mean, but still there were still times he's holding the ball too long.
Yeah.
You can feel it. Certainly you can feel it in the Oklahoma game, but he also just shouldn't be dropping back that much.
Yeah. Who impressed you the most in this game, Dalton?
I'll tell you what, speaking of workhorse backs, this felt like the first game where we really saw Le'Veon Moss back 100% healthy. You talk about, look, A&M, I got to give Mike Elko, like you mentioned, a lot of credit. Mike Elko and Colin Klein, when they figured out kind of this game, okay, this is an ugly, grinding defensive game. Auburn, that's the other thing. Auburn's defense was good enough to win this game. Absolutely, they were. But Le'Veon Moss, he powered through, man. This is the Le'Veon Moss we were waiting. 22 carries, 137 yards, the early touchdown, 6 missed tackles forced. How about this? Out of the 137 rushing yards, 122 of them after contact. Fantastic stuff from Le'Veon Moss, 79.8 rushing grade. We saw in A&M's first 3 games, a little more reliant on the passing game. Craver and Concepcion, Marcel Reed with his arm. If they find the balance with Moss now especially, with Reuben Owens back there, with Amari Daniels back there, with Marcel Reed, with Terry Bussey, with Concepcion, with everything, all the rushing threats they have, they find the balance now, boy, A&M gets dangerous. But Moss is the workhorse back. And this was the first time this year I thought he really proved that. He was awesome in this game.
I'll shout out the highest graded player for Texas A&M in this game. That is linebacker Taurean York. He is the leader of this Texas A&M defense, the junior linebacker, one of the best linebackers in college football. I had him at LB2 going into the year in college football behind Anthony Hill Jr. from Texas, and he showed why he's a star in this game. 83.8 PFF grade, 79.7 run defense grade. He had a run defense stop, 81.4 pass rush grade, 3 pressures, a sack, and a hit on only 5 pass rushing snaps. He had 3 pressures, a sack, and a hit on only 5 snaps as a pass rusher. 71.5 coverage grade, 4 catches allowed for only 4 yards. Only 4 yards allowed on 4 catches for Taurean York. He had a forced incompletion 2 and 3 coverage stops. Right now, on Trevor Sikkema's big board, available at PFF.com, he is the number 1 linebacker in the 2026 NFL Draft, and you totally see why he could be a top 50 pick in the NFL Draft,
Off
too.
the charts instincts.
Yeah.
That's what he's got. He's just got terrific instincts. I mean, you talk about the quintessential middle linebacker, especially in this day and age. Taurean York is it, especially in run defense. There are not many guys with better vision in the country than him, if any.
Definitely. So, Texas A&M gets a big win over Auburn, 16-10. They're going to take on Mississippi State in a major game next week in Week 6.